nigga. Yeah, oh shit. Hey.
He ain't dead. Y'all need to get up. Move. Why is he run?
Niggas, y'all got guns, do something. Hey, get that cross. Smoke this nigga, blood. Blood sucking motherfucker down. Ah, fuck. Oh, shit, trip. Fuck.
All right, so there's a good chance you want to see this film because A, it features modern vampires in today's hood. B, it's the Crips and the Bloods fighting the cops. C, you got horror royalty Justin Long. Maybe D, it's got WWE champion CM Punk in it. But folks, unfortunately, none of these elements come together to make anything tasty for you at all. It is a disappointment, and I don't know how this went so wrong. Tonight in movie reviews, we're talking Night Patrol. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, scary movie people? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you tuning in for another brand new review. We're almost here at the end of Movies Week, and thus far this week, I've taken a look at Undertone, Ready or Not 2, They Will Kill You, and tonight's film is going to take us 4 for 5. We are not getting in all 7 films that I said I was going to hit this week, but I also told you that there was no chance that was going to happen as well. But I digress. Tonight in movie reviews, we're taking a look at the first clunker of the week. We are talking Night Patrol. Now, before we jump on into that, y'all, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that follow no matter where you are tuning in. Got a lot of great horror content on the channel right now. Like I said, got plenty of new movie reviews for you to go to check out just from this past week. And before the week is done, we're going to take a look at one more new one. We're looking at the film 1978, and then next week, we are back to what's on TV scaring the hell out of you. So if you don't want to miss any of that at all and get your horror fix, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. A lot more scary goodness coming your way. But let's not waste any more time. I know why you are here tonight. Folks, it is time to get into tonight's review. We are talking Night Patrol. Now, if you've never seen the trailer for this one here before, an LAPD officer discovers a police task force is harboring a horrific secret that endangers the residents of the housing projects he once grew up in. They're all vampires. It'll not only take this one rogue cop, but the help of the Crips and the Bloods to stop this menace and this dastardly conspiracy for once and for all. And there it is, y'all. That is Night Patrol. Now, here's the thing. When this trailer hit a couple of months ago, I was already feeling pretty timid about it, honestly, just because I think for any of you who go and watch it, you're instantly gonna make early comparisons to Training Day, End of Watch, Harsh Times, which would all be very apropos. That would be right on the money for comparing some of the elements that are here in this film. But the problem is it doesn't have even half of the gravitas needed to handle like very, very touchy and still relevant subjects that are in some of those films that I just named. And keep in mind, all of those films 20 years old at this point here. End of Watch might not be there yet, but most of those films should be about 20, if not over 20 at this point here. We've moved on, even though reality very much mirrors what we've seen in those movies these days here. It should be easier to write that kind of fiction. But yet and still, it doesn't work out here at all. The film starts us off by presenting us with who's supposedly our hero of the film. One of the bigger issues that we have here, immediately killing somebody. Like, not even somebody that he had to kill. Not somebody that was assaulting him, somebody that was causing any danger to anybody, that was going to kill somebody, that was going to detonate a bomb. No. Our hero, Justin Long, starts this film off by killing somebody, and this is the crux of the entire film. And the problem with that is Justin Long is supposed to be one of our heroes in this film. This is not a fake murder, by the way. This is not somebody who needed to get killed off. No, he killed somebody completely innocent here at the start of this film. And we'll wrap back around to that, but it already starts off with a bad decision there. But We see this cop kill this gang member as a way of getting initiated into this new police force called Night Patrol, which is responsible for rounding up all the gang-related crime that happens in these low-income communities, keeping a lid on things, keeping the numbers down. But as we find out, Justin Long's character's father used to be a member of Night Patrol and died under very mysterious circumstances, and so he's joining the Night Patrol in order to find out what truly happened and maybe get some revenge. Now, at the same time, he's joined by his partner, played by Jermaine Fowler, another cop who just so happens to be the brother of the boyfriend of the gang member that Justin Long shoots at the beginning of the film. Now, Jermaine Fowler's character is looking to ultimately keep his partner alive, but he's trying to look out for his gang member brother as well, who it turns out Night Patrol is trying to track him down because of what he witnessed at the beginning of the film. And then that takes us over to RJ Kryler, who plays Fowler's brother in this, the gang member who ends up observing the murder of his girlfriend, who's from the other side of the tracks. He's a Crip, she's a Blood. These two things can't happen at all. He's just trying to stay alive, and as he tells the rival gang about Night Patrol's involvement, all parties will converge in a bloodbath of epic proportions as Night Patrol is trying to get rid of the gangs. The gangs are just trying to live and seeking a way to get some payback onto the pigs that put them in the position into the first place. There's a lot going on here in this film, but unfortunately, as interesting as all of that sounds, the execution is pretty doggone terrible here, y'all. To start off here, like I said, there are similarities, again, to Training Day, End of Watch, Harsh Times, Narc, when it comes to the issue of crooked police officers and the things that they'll do to get the job done. That's nothing new. We're going to get those movies for decades and decades to come. But again, the execution just doesn't go too well here, because the problem is that they present these cops as, well, they're not actually doing these things in order to steal money or steal drugs or, you know, do something corrupt. Like, yes, there is a racial element to this for sure, and that is enough to be pretty fucking terrible. But usually in this kind of story, the cops are doing something else where it's like, you guys are terrible, you've killed all these people, you've done all of this is just out of the way. Their motivation is literally keeping the streets safer. And as bullshit as it is, honestly, it's still a motivation that doesn't play well when you compare it to all these other crooked cop stories to where they're just dastardly assholes here. Don't make no mistake, Night Patrol, these guys are horrible, but their motivations are, they're in the right place, even if they are racially motivated. I hate saying that, but it's the truth. It's just sloppy the way that that's done. This also mirrors one of my favorite vampire films that I'm sure most of you haven't seen, but I do recommend it if you want some cheese with your blood tonight. The film Modern Vampires, that Casper Van Dien, Natasha Gregson Warner, the late Robert Pastorelli played Dracula in that. That film has Van Helsing as a former Nazi who's trying to hunt down the vampire that turned his son. And he does that with the help of, I think it's the Crips in LA who helps him do that. So there's some similarities there, but at least that is played completely for cheese and very much like a late night Skinamax TV show that has surprisingly high production value in it there. But there's similarities to that as well too. And yet somehow that film, being as cheesy as it is, made the whole idea of the Crips versus vampires somehow a lot more entertaining. Trust me. See it, Flex Alexander is fantastic in that film. But to the cast here, because there's some crazy names here in this cast. Justin Long, who plays one of our leads in this story, is immediately unlikable. And we're talking about to the same level, if not more, than how he was in Barbarian. Because let's not forget, he was a rapist in Barbarian. This dude was complete and utter trash. But at least Zach Cregger made it out to where this guy is he's ironically pathetic, which makes him funny. And then they start giving him arcs throughout the film that seems like he's gonna actually show his redemption a bit. But then ultimately, hey, he is a scumbag and he gets his just rewards there for being a scumbag. He starts the movie by killing an innocent woman. killing an innocent woman. Doesn't matter that she's in a gang. He starts the movie by killing an innocent woman. There isn't a comeback from that, because again, if you're expecting that it's going to be revealed that this woman had done something terrible to warrant this cold-blooded murder, she did not. So it doesn't matter what Justin Long's motivations are here in this film. He is tainted immediately as a terrible person. And as we see these actions continue to play out, even though he goes through some even worse shit, it doesn't make up for it. It's like, well, this is the trajectory you were on ever since that one bad choice. And maybe that's the story there, that, hey, some people try to go and change the system from the inside and they ultimately get corrupted as well too. But he corrupted himself to get inside and then did more corrupted shit at that. He's not likable, and he's supposed to be, and it offers a very, very terrible conflict in this film to where we can't root for him. You just cannot do that. Jermaine Fowler, who you might recognize from like The Blackening, Sorry to Bother You, incredible films by the way, ends up playing his partner and is wasted as well because he's actually the second lead in this film, believe it or not, to where he's spending a good chunk of time with Justin Long's character, but he's also investigating the issue with Night Patrol, the Bloods, and the Crips to find out what is this mysterious like murder that has happened here, to where they're trying to hunt down this one suspect. Why is this all seemingly tying together? But the problem is he's so much on the outside of this that by the time he does truly get brought in for it, nothing happens, doesn't get to do anything. It is a waste. And again, out of all the characters presented, he is probably the one that we should most be getting behind. He is probably the one who made the most sense being our protagonist in this film, if it's not our third lead, RJ Kryler, who plays the gang member who witnesses Justin Long's murder at the beginning of the film. Now, in RJ Kryler's case, it's another issue with bad writing. He's supposed to be this member of the Crips. He's a punk. He is an absolute punk. And the film spends the majority of its runtime showing us how much of a punk he is to the other Crips, to the Bloods, to his own mom, who is a Crip as well too. The writing does not serve these characters at all. And maybe you're saying, man, you know what? CM Punk, is going to be cool to see CM Punk on screen there. Guys, he's just playing an asshole. He's literally Roman Reigns-ing it up there for the entire freaking film, man. Like, he's not even the guy in charge. So his importance ends up taking a drastic nosedive after the first third of that film. The shit that they do off screen, they kill him off screen, guys. He's not important. He's not important at all. Where did this film go? I just don't know. I don't know. I know that they're aiming for the racial divide and the issues between law enforcement and low-income communities that mostly are Black and Latino. And it feeds into, again, like I said, this idea that some people are going to join a tainted system as a way to make it better, as a way to improve it, and then they ultimately just get swallowed up. But the film doesn't back that by a lot of the stuff that I've already mentioned. As a matter of fact, the film, if anything, makes a statement that, again, what Night Patrol is doing is actually needed, and that there aren't any redeeming qualities of the people that they're going out and killing. So therefore, it makes sense. Like, cool, they honor their heritage, some of them. That doesn't mean they're good people. And the film goes out of its way to show you these folks who are honoring their heritage in these communities are terrible fucking people as well too. Like, Fowler and Kryler's mom in this film, Ayanda, is not a good character. She is not a good person in this at all. But yet, and still, like so many other good guys in this film, she's out there doing all this twisted shit and still is one of the only people who can ultimately do something, maybe, to stop the evil threat that is coming through. The writing just does not serve the grand majority of the characters here in this film. Again, Fowler's character is the best presented in this, and yet and still, he's not involved enough and not given enough with the main plot to where by the time he's actually ready to say, I'm here, I'm game, let's get it on there, done. Doesn't work out. The mix of things is not right here at all. There are better vampire films out there. There are better films about vampires versus the cops out there. There are better films about vampires fighting gangs out there as well, which feels so insane to say here. But with all these elements together, you're expecting something far different. And the fact here, a big thing that takes it out of it as well too, they are vampires who don't even get to really vampire that much. Like in the last 15 minutes or so of the film, they finally get that chance, but there is a big point about how these vampires are not going to use their actual fangs on the people that they're going to bite, playing up more that racial inequality there, that hey, blacks and Latinos, they do not deserve to be bit by actual vampire fangs, which again, it goes along with the plot of it, but did it just feel fucking disgusting based on the tone of the rest of this film? Like, man, we get the idea at this point. Adding that in, it doesn't make me hate the vampires more. It just makes me hate the messy and sloppy storytelling in this film more than that, honestly. You know, as much as I'm trashing this, I watched it out of genuine interest, okay? You can go back and watch a video I made about the trailer months and months ago to where I already said it looked unbalanced, uneven, and it didn't seem like it was going to end up being good. I backed that. I was right about that ultimately. But what I will say is that you will at least be intrigued for 90 minutes or so there as you're seeing how it goes from like point A to point B, albeit very sloppily. You'll have a better time watching any of those other films that I named. And again, if you're thinking that one of those random elements I mentioned is enough to get you through, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. And my score for this is going to be surprising because as much as I'm talking about this right now, the problem is that there's still far worse out there. And I've had a worse time with other films recently. It's just the incompetence of this film really has me down on that one. But Night Patrol ultimately gets a 1.5 out of 5 stars. This is just not good, y'all. And it's rare that I see a film that just is executed so poorly like this, to where there just aren't any saving grace, any saving qualities to it. And this is one. I know you're probably thinking, why didn't it get a 1 then? Why didn't it get a 0? I don't really do zeros on the show. And again, there is far worse out there for me to see there. So I'm curious what y'all thought of Night Patrol. It is available to rent and purchase on digital outlets right now. It is not available for free just yet. I imagine by the summertime it will be though, so you can be patient. Honestly, I would very much advise that. But if you get a chance to rent or purchase that, let me know in the comment section what you ultimately thought about it. And I'm curious, for those of y'all who do go and watch that film, what was the hook to get you into it? Because I've named a lot of things that in another film, this would be a home run. What was it that got you to go and check out Night Patrol, even if it was me talking to you about this, y'all? Let me know in the comment section. And of course, make sure you get subscribed to my channel, whether you're hitting subscribe, you're hitting follow, or you're going to linktr.ee/tscarymovie. If you get subscribed, they'll give you access to all of my content available for you if you're looking for something scary to keep you up at night. News, interviews, reviews. Again, we still have one more movie review this week. We're going to be doing 1978. And then next week, we're going to pivot over to TV where we got the season finale of the Creep Tapes. The season 2 finale is here. We are still working through more. Welcome to Derry, Alien Earth, and it's the first Wednesday of the month. That means we got to hit up some Tales from the Crypt as well, too. So it's going to be a jam-packed week for y'all here. Cannot wait to get into y'all with that here. But that is going to do it for me tonight, y'all. My name is T. We'll be talking scary movies. Stay scared.